Hello, everybody, and a good Erev Shabbos. Today's Friday. On a normal week, tomorrow we would go to Shul, have a minyan, and we would actually be reading a double portion in the Torah. We would be reading the Parsha of Vayakhel and Pekudei, the last two Torah portions in the book of Exodus. And as we know, whenever we finish one of the 5 books of Moses and Shul together, we say the following statement at the end: Chazak, Chazak, v'nis chazek. Be strong, and let us strengthen each other. Let us be strong together. And I think that even though, unfortunately, at least in Dallas, probably in most places that are listening to this, we're not going to be getting together with a minyan. We're not going to be able to say this together in Shul as we complete this book of the Torah together. However, I think that this has been a great opportunity, this forum, to strengthen ourselves, to strengthen each other, and to be chazak, chazak, v'nis chazek. Even though we can't do it together, I think we're living that here. So I want to share a quick thought, a quick question I had in this week's beginning of this week's Torah portion. The primary discussion in the Parsha is all about the building of the Tabernacle. That's really what it's all about. And the Torah begins that Moses gathers all the Jews and he gets them all together and he says, this is how you're going to build the Tabernacle. And then before he tells them, he makes a quick break and he says, by the way, 6 days a week you can work on this Tabernacle. But on the 7th day, you got to rest. It's Shabbos, it's Hashem's day. Do not kindle any fires, don't do any work, rest. And then he continues to tell him how to build the tabernacle. And Rashi says the reason why he puts Shabbos here is because to teach you that building the tabernacle, although that's super important, and that's bringing God into the world, building God's house, even building the tabernacle does not supersede Shabbos itself. It does not override Shabbos, and you have to still stop even the building of the tabernacle for Shabbos. But there's a question I heard on this, which bothers. This is a pretty bothersome question. And that's as follows. Even if you want to teach me that Shabbos Shabbos overrides the building of the tabernacle, and you got to stop building it for Shabbos, why would you say that before you even tell me how to build the tabernacle? First, tell me how to build a tabernacle, tell me the job, tell me the construction, and then tell me, but you could only work on this for 6 days, not the 7th day. Like imagine going for a job interview, and before you even discuss what the role's going to be, you discuss the vacation days. It seems out of place. First, let's see if, first discuss the roles, get into what the details of the job are, and then say, these are the expectations of when you can and cannot work on it. So why does Moshe Rabbeinu, why does Moses insert this section first? Why is this the first thing that the Torah tells us before the construction of the temple? So I saw a beautiful answer to this from Rabbi Kamenetsky. And I think it's appropriate for just, where we are in life nowadays. And he brought it out with the following story. He said there was a story of Albert Einstein where he was writing one of his big theses. Maybe that's thesis, I don't know. And anyways, he completed it. It was late at night. He had a bunch of his assistants around. And they finally finished this, pages and pages and pages of documents. And they were looking for a paper clip to just attach the top of the papers with to hold everything together. Then they were going to go home for the night. And they couldn't find this paperclip anywhere. They found one bent out of shape paperclip, and Albert Einstein for the next half an hour was sitting there trying to, get it back into the shape of a paperclip, hold it tight enough inside and outside so that it will hold the papers together, and it wasn't really working. Meanwhile, all the assistants are looking around the office trying to find more stuff. Eventually, one of the assistants comes along, and he finds a whole box of paper clips. And he runs over to Professor Einstein and he says, "Here, Professor, we found you. Here, take a paper clip. We found the paper clips." So Albert Einstein takes one of those paper clips and he uses it as a mold to fix the paper clip that he was been working on for the last half hour. So he can now get that paper clip back to the way that it's supposed to be. So he could use that paper clip to hold his paper together. And his students look at him and they say, "Professor, we just gave you a box of paper clips. Just take one of those paper clips and clip your paper together and you'll be done. Why did you have to go remold the broken one? We just gave you 500 new ones." And Albert Einstein told them, he said, "You know why? Because when I accept upon myself to do a task, nothing in the world is going to stop me from getting this task done. And I'm never going to stop until I finish it. And I accept it on myself that I'm going to get this paper clip to work, to hold my papers together." And I think part of the message of this story is to realize, to not kind of lose the forest to the trees, to recognize our big picture goals and then our small picture goals. Albert Einstein's goal should have just been to hold his papers together. If your goal is to hold your papers together, then you did accomplish your goal. It's not that you have to still now accomplish your goal by molding a new paperclip. You accomplished it once you found a paperclip that works. But if your goal is to fix this broken paperclip, then you didn't finish your goals until you remold and rebend that paperclip into a functional way. Sometimes we get caught in life thinking about what the activity, the goal of this specific small thing we're doing, and we lose focus of the real goal of that thing. What was the goal of the paperclip? To hold the papers together. He had that already. Moses was telling the Jewish people, you're building the tabernacle. It's one of the greatest missions you could do in life. But why are you doing it? Why are you building the tabernacle? To bring God into the world, right? So if your goal is to bring God into the world, then when it's Shabbos and God's already in the world, you don't need to build a tabernacle. Don't be so hyper-focused that I am dead set on building this tabernacle and nothing will stop me. I'm going to work 24/7 to get this built. No, realize what's the reason we're building a tabernacle. We're building this tabernacle so that God can enter the world. So on Shabbos, we don't need a tabernacle. It's enough. God can enter the world. God's in the world. It's Shabbos. I think a lot of us, definitely talking for myself, personal experiences of this past week, we find ourselves doing a lot of things that maybe we weren't planning on doing in life. I thought I was going to be a rabbi at Data, teaching adults and educating the masses in Torah wisdom. And I find myself for 8 hours a day homeschooling 4 kids between nursery and 2nd grade. And it's not really what I thought I was going to be doing. But I think part of the message of this week's Torah portion is that what we think we're doing, we become so hyper-focused on what we're doing, what our job is. I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, I'm a cleaner man, I'm a checkout counter person, whatever your role is, we think that that's what we're supposed to be doing in life. And every once in a while, the Torah tells us, no, you know what you're supposed to be doing in life? You know what your mission is? To bring God into the world. And when you're building the tabernacle and you're doing your daily life, you're doing your 6 day a week work, it's amazing. That's how your goal, that's what you're doing to bring God into the world. But you should remember, sometimes it's Shabbos, sometimes the world stops. Sometimes it comes to a halt, a standstill. And that's because Hashem is here and Hashem wants us to be doing that. Think about the bigger picture person that you are. Who are you really? I am a person that is going to bring God into the world. And for the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, I've done it in a certain way that was always the way I've done it. Now we have the opportunity to do it in a different way. And don't think for a second that because it's a different way, it's less significant. Now we have the opportunity, if you know somebody that's by themselves at home, give them a call, great opportunity for chesed. If you have kids and you're trying to help manage their daily schedule, routine when they're all out of whack, all of these different things, wherever your role is, whatever you're doing now, recognize this is an opportunity to bring God into the world. This is the Shabbos in the middle of my tabernacle building. This is a day of rest. This is a day of change, of cessation of what I was doing. But this is where I am right now. And this is my great opportunity to bring God into the world in a new way. And I just want to wish everybody here a fantastic Shabbos. Chazak, chazak, v'nis chazek. We should all strengthen ourselves, strengthen each other, and continue building ourselves up through this time in preparation of hopefully the Mashiach will come speedily in our days. Have a great Shabbos.